Hello, hello. It's me again, the MetaVerse Explorer, and I'm back on the 17th of July 2022 to share some crypto news with you. Thank you very much for watching, as always, Mr. Dancing Pepe. We appreciate your efforts within this bear market. What news do we have for you today? We've got a few topics to talk about. So one trending topic that's happening at the moment is a person who posted on Reddit that he found out that $88,000 worth of US currency was stolen from his MetaMask. So he talks about how he found out his wallet by itself and what the wallet, what funds what the funds in the wallet were sent to, right? So a lot of people making comments here, a lot of like back and forth, people getting a bit angry, but all it actually took was for someone to actually look at the transactions on chain for them to see what happened. So recently there's been a lot of FUD in the community about token approvals. And what token approvals is, you can tell a smart contract to say, hey, you can use my tokens, you can use all of the tokens in my account, or you can use only this amount of tokens in my account. Most of the time, like, you click approve, it approves the unlimited amount. And this allows some people to come into your account, or some contracts to come into your account and see that you have unlimited token approval. So they can take out as much as they want, the unlimited amount. Whereas if you only have a set cap, they can only take that set cap out. So that's been a little bit of FUD at the moment. But someone here actually looked through the transactions, right? And I'm going to read it to you so that you guys understand as well what happened. So people are commenting and he's saying, no, this is really wrong, right? It's good advice, but that's not what happened to OP. Everybody is piling on to this, assuming that OP got his token stolen by the approving contracts with unlimited spend. It's not that. This is not an approval scam. He says when you approve a contract to spend tokens, transactions that spend that token need to be going through a smart contract. Some wallets need to call a function on that contract which will transfer the tokens, right? So it's a smart contract. You'll be able to tell if it has to call a function. And in this case, it didn't actually call a function from another contract. If you look at the transaction ID yourself, you'll be able to see that this is a simple send transaction. It's a going from one wallet to another wallet without any smart contract interacting, smart contract telling it to go here. So what this means is that someone actually had access to the actual wallet that this guy had his crypto in. He got a seed phrase somehow, and then he just sent a normal send transaction to that account without a token contract interfering. So he says it simply here. The transactions are simple sends that are not interacting with third-party contract, transferring directly from OP's wallet to the thief's wallet. There is no approval scams here. There's like two other people that actually only bothered to look at the transaction. So this is also commentary on people posting a lot of stuff. This has 3,500 upvotes, but people actually don't look at the on-chain evidence, okay? Bitcoin and blockchain, remember, everything is on the chain. You can go and see. You can see who is interacted with who and who's involved. In this case, it's a whole lot of mischief for no real reason. All right, next up, I want to give a small warning to you. Optimism is a layer 2 on Ethereum. They recently gave out tokens as an airdrop, right? Because of these tokens, people were happy with it. People sold them. Some people kept it. There was a bit of drama in the community about it. But this is a warning to you guys to know that over the next couple of weeks, on June 18th, there is a giant inflation event coming to the OP tokens, right? Inflation event basically means like they gave a smaller portion of the tokens out to the community at first, okay? And that was the first batch. There is a second batch, a third batch, a fourth batch that is still coming out. So now let's say if you had 100 oranges, all of a sudden there's 1,000 oranges that came out of nowhere. Are your 100 oranges worth that same amount? No, they're worth a bit less because now there's heaps more oranges. People don't have to buy your oranges. They can go and buy someone else's oranges. If that makes sense, that's think about it as the inflation of tokenomics, like circulating supply inflation. Basically, it's July the 18th, not June the 18th, sorry. Basically, pull together is like a savings protocol where everyone pools all their funds together. It earns interest, and then every kind of day, someone wins the interest from that pooling of funds. There's a whole bunch of incentives that are starting, and I'm going to read it out to you so you know as well. It's not a small deal. Perpetual Protocol have 1.8 million OP dropped to its users on Monday. Perpetual Protocol begin incentivizing liquidity provision with OP grants on Monday. Fail Markets begins OP incentives last Friday, which expands this week and next week. Velodrome received 3 million OP tokens, which will airdrop 750k next week, and the incentivized LP of around 30k OP a week. Rubicon began OP incentives last Friday, pulled together to begin OP incentives on Monday, and L2 DAO to begin incentives on Thursday. That is a whole bunch of tokens that are coming into circulation, okay? It's more than 1,000 oranges. It's 10,000 oranges coming to compete with your 100 oranges. So your 100 oranges are not going to be worth that much. Now, that being said, everything is supply and demand, right? So if there's enough people in the market to want to buy 10,000 oranges, then hey, the price is going to stay the same. But if people only want to buy 10 oranges and there's 10,000 oranges around, man, they're not going to be worth much, okay? So this is your warning. If you have any OP tokens, please be aware of the unlocking coming. And in crypto, people don't realize this. People buy their tokens super easily on exchange or on the DEX and like, oh yeah, this is good, but they don't really understand the tokenomics of the unlocking schedule. In the last video I did just yesterday, we showed you a whole bunch of tokens that had unlock schedules coming. Okay, so this doesn't even include the fact that after 1 year, all the VCs start to unlock their tokens as well as the development team. So man, I think at the moment, I think OP might be a little bit overvalued according to the information given here. Of course, this is just like information, right? Do with it as you will. Make your plans accordingly if you think it's worth it. Next topic I'm going to talk about is StepN. StepN has actually made the top 4 on our collections on Opensea as the NFTs. So StepN is a move to earn app. Basically, you have an app on your phone, you walk from point A to point B with an NFT sneaker and your GPS, and you earn their tokens, right? You use that tokens to buy more sneakers, sell it to USD, whatever you want. Okay. Recently, they dropped sneakers to the Bored Ape Yacht Club people, and they were about to they just did a whole kind of MetaVerse game boss fight thing, and we're going to look at that as well. So these sneakers are now have traded a floor price of 2.2 ETH. That's nearly $3,000 at the moment, right? $3,000 for one sneaker for you to participate on the Ethereum blockchain on this. I think that it's a bit heavily centralized. There's only 2,000 items and there's 1.4K owners. So yes, there's like a good distribution, but it's heavily centralized. There's only 2K items. So the floor price is very thin. If someone buys one, the next one will be like 3 ETH. Let's go ahead and look at some of the recent sales. I honestly think 2.2 ETH is a bit overvalued. We've seen StepN and the mechanics it's worked with in Solana and BNB. And yes, initially the sneakers started at a very high price because there's no liquidity. Anyone who wants one has to pay a high price for it. Once that's finished, everyone starts minting and everyone starts actually playing the game. They start getting way more sneakers in circulation. Once again, the story with 10,000 apples or 10,000 oranges. Once there's 1 million apples and oranges, they're not worth as much. They're not going to be worth 2.2 ETH, okay? So you guys hang on to your hats because this is going to be going down absolutely. It's only very thin at the moment because the liquidity is super thin. There's not enough people trading back and forth. Okay. Speaking of StepN, let's go ahead and look at the gameplay from the Otherside MetaVerse. Now, this is lots of stress tests that are going one after each other. The point of this is to see how many people they can cram into like a server or into a specific space. And according to these numbers, there were 4,500 people who played in a single browser. Okay, and that's what a lot of people are very happy about. You can see them all running around and it was super smooth. There was no lag whatsoever at all. So this is a few people, like people have recorded a lot of stuff, you know. They were going to do boss fights. They were guided around by like 2 other people. So this is the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT community, if you're aware of them. They're building a metaverse, which is, you know, as it looks like a gaming kind of a game simulation that people can go and play. And this is a stress test, so they can see how much the load the servers can take. And you can see just the amount of people in this damn game. So they did it really well, apparently. I myself don't have a Otherside NFT. I don't have a land or a Bored Ape Yacht Club, so I'm very skeptical about buying now, especially when there's so much of this hype happening. We can even go and look at the ape price, and I don't think the ape prices are performing well either, because there's still like lots of ape being generated at the moment, and there's still lots of circulating supply. So this was an 1.5 hour long thing where people were trying to kill this boss. They had to go onto some pads and then go and hit the boss and come back. Now, the whole point of this was to see how they tested the system, okay? All the graphics having 4,000 people in one place. And man, I gotta say, this looks really, really good. This looks like it's well crafted, well done. It looks like it has potential, okay? Especially for a browser-based game. Remember RuneScape, you go to a marketplace and there's like, so many people and you can only load like a small cohort at a time. Look at this. You can see very far and you can see all of them in that same place. It's really good. It's really, really good. I'm super happy with this. All right. Let's go ahead and move to the next topic at the moment, which is the Federal Reserve. Is actually the U.S. government, sorry, is seeking comments on a bill that on a bill that they're about to look at. Okay, so ensuring responsible development of digital assets. Request for comments. This is by the Department of Treasury, not long ago. Okay, August 2022. Now, it's by the Department of Treasury. It's request for comments. Let's read the summary, and if you are an American, you might be able to comment on this. So, this notice invites interested members of the community to provide input pursuant to Executive Order 14067. This is the executive order that President Biden passed that says, hey, America, please look into crypto. Is it good? Is it bad? Tell us what we can do with it. Ensuring responsible development of digital assets. In particular, the department invites input, data, and recommendations pertaining to the implications of development and adoption of digital assets and changes in financial market and payment infrastructures for United States consumers, investors, businesses, and for equitable economic growth. Before August 28th. So if you guys are interested, go and leave a comment here. Read the information that you need, read the background, go through this document, because this is how we get actual crypto regulation change. When 1,000 of us, those 4,500 people, all of those playing that game, if all of those people came and commented on this, we would have some really good change, okay? On this document, I'm sure only like 500 people, maybe 200 people might say something. And unfortunately, this is like the lack of commitment and the lack of kind of weird willpower that all of us actually want to demonstrate within crypto. We're happy to play a game, right? We're happy to go and buy an NFT. But when it comes to actual regulation in the United States that the American president has said make a comment on, not many people are going to participate. And that's a little bit sad, right? I think it's a little bit sad. Now, yesterday I did cover Ethereum and the merge that was priced in at 9th of September or something like that in September. Because of this, we have seen a lot of pumpamentals for Ethereum. You can see this chart here. This is when the ETH merge was announced, the merge timing was announced. That was right here. And we can see this giant wick up, okay? This giant wick up. And of course, crypto is very volatile. We had a lot of people that were shorting, a lot of people that were longing. And because of this, we had a short squeeze. People that were betting the price of Ethereum would go down here. People were here. They were like, oh, it looks like it's trending down, so it's going to keep going down. So they put a bet up here. But the news came out, and they had to, the news came out, someone bought some Ethereum, and it just squeezes them all the way up, okay? And that's why it's such a harsh move. It's not like this simple move here that you can see that it's nice and gradual, very gradual. Instead, it's very violent and all the way up. It goes all the way up from 1,200 to 1,400. And you can see that long wick there. That means someone was able to get short squeezed all the way up. And now we've come back down. Now we're going through a little range, okay? Very general as well. It doesn't seem like it's a small trending upwards. We'll see if the news actually dies down from this and comes all the way down. Okay, let's move on to the funding rounds that have happened today in America and around the world. It's still the weekend. It's Sunday for me in Australia, so there hasn't been much funding. But one thing that actually did catch my eye was Monkey League. This was a game that is on Solana. I'm not sure if it's actually available to play at the moment, but I did know of it, and Barndog as well was covering it very well. So basically, think of it like soccer, but small team-based soccer. Play as monkeys. And that's basically it. Let's go ahead and actually look at their website and see if you might be interested at all. Let's go ahead and find them. How much did they raise, by the way? So this is Monkey League. They raised $24 million. Amazing. There's still companies that are still raising at the moment. Okay, they have an app. That's great. Let's have a look at them. You can get some NFTs. They got gearing, breeding, inventory, monkeys, get started, and staking. Okay, nice. I wonder if I can connect my Phantom wallet. Thank you very much. Let's connect. I won't have anything in here because I haven't actually done anything in this game. So let's see breeding. What's it actually look like? Coming soon for breeding. Inventory. I have to connect still. It's not letting me connect. Well, that's okay. I might still be having some issues. We can see some of the NFTs that they have. They have a floor price of 4.7. Solana is currently, I think, $35. So that's at least $100 right there for an NFT if you're interested in it. Okay, at least $100. This total listed is 711, and they've got different statistics to them. You know, defender, midfielder, striker, goalkeeper. So of course you got to pick which one if you're interested in playing this kind of game. They've got different levels as well, right? Now, they do seem to have a staking function, so I assume you stake your NFT, and then you're able to also get some, you stake your NFT or you stake your tokens to get some kind of reward for staking your tokens. The question you have to ask yourself is the token appreciating or depreciating more than the APY that you are getting or APR that you were getting from staking? So you had 100 tokens and you start staking it, you get 50% a year. If the token went down 60% a year, you've lost money, right? You've lost money, okay? If the token, you've got 100 tokens and you get 50% APY and the token has gone up 20% a year, you've made some money, right? So you got to think about how much, and this comes back to the tokenomics. How much of the circulating supply do you have now? How many oranges do you have? And how many new oranges are coming into the ecosystem? Okay, what are your oranges going to be worth? All right, I'm going to leave it here now. Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to leave you with Dancing Pepe. It is the bear market still. He's dancing. He's very desperate for your likes and subscribes. I'm going to survive. Thank you very much, Mr. Pepe. Ciao for now. Love it. Love it, man. Okay, thank you once again. This has been Metaverse Explorer. I will see you next tomorrow for the next news cycle and stuff that we learn in crypto. Ciao for now.